Welcome everybody to Forza Horizon 5, and we've got quite a surprise as Forza have put into our gift box this car, the 1956 Chevrolet Barbie movie Corvette EV. So as the title gives it away, this is from the Barbie movie, which is released next month, I think July 21st, 2023. And they have put this straight into our inbox for free as of today. So it's basically a resto mod based on the first generation of the Chevrolet Corvette, which was produced between 1953 and 1962. This is basically slap bang in the middle between the original and the quad headlight version that we all know and love. So and it's the first 1956 version of a Corvette we've ever had in a Forza game before. Granted, it's nowhere near the original kind of car because it is an EV now. It's also got 2 rows of seats, which it certainly never had before, as you can see, but it's all really rather nicely done. You've got your EV port there, and you've got these new snazzy wheels, which are basically retro futuristic. So yeah, they kind of look like a retro wheel, but they're enclosed to make the aerodynamics better. Being an EV, you want as good an aerodynamics as you want possible. And it's really rather nice accompanied inside as well, with all of the lavish pinks and whites that you'd expect from a Barbie car. But then you've also got love hearts under the speedometer, where each number is. Then you've got love hearts under every dial pretty much, outside of the rev counter. You've also got the Barbie radio in the middle there, and Barbie in the centre of the speaker. So yeah, it's very much a Barbie car, but minus any normal engine compartment stuff that you'd have on a normal Corvette from this period, as it has an EV power plant. Now, I have no idea what kind of EV power plant it's got going on. All I know is it's rear wheel drive, and it's got 302 horsepower and 332 pounds-feet of torque, which is fairly decent, but obviously it's nowhere near matching the kind of other EVs we've had on this game already. But at the fact that it only weighs 2,866 pounds, which is about 220 pounds less than the other car C1 that we've had with the V8 motor in it, then that is quite a lightweight car, which has 12 extra horsepower and a little bit extra in the way of torque as well. So but I like the fact that the design language has been pretty much kept the same. It's just been enhanced in a lot of ways. So it still looks like a C1 Corvette, but you got your Barbie number plates in there, and you've got the 2 rows of bench seats and the like, and it's just been slightly futurized in not just in terms of the wheels and the like, but also in terms of what's underneath. So but nonetheless, let's get out onto the open road and see what this car can do. So being rear wheel drive only and not having anywhere near the kind of power as a lot of EVs, it's not the fastest thing in the world, but let's see how quick it can go before we hit the speed camera on this drag strip, and then we'll take it around the racetrack. So let's lose the launch control, and bang, there we go. But for something that is only rear wheel drive, it's actually pretty good off the line. And it makes an audible noise, which is not something every EV does. And it's reasonably high revving with its electric motors. 119 mile an hour near enough there, so it's pretty good. But it's not been radically overhauled in terms of everything else. The brakes don't feel all that modern. The tyres are still white walls, but I'm not really that sure if they've been widened over the standard car. So and as you can see by the character, you're pretty much sitting on it rather than in it, because like I said, this car was never meant to have 2 rows of seats. It was only a 2-seater originally, so I'm not sure if they've lengthened the car to be able to squeeze in those extra seats, or they've shoved the front seats way up the front to the point where you're pretty much sitting on the car rather than in it. So you're certainly a lot higher up in terms of the seating position than you would be in the other C1 that we have in this game. But let's take a look at the stats. So we're in high-end B class, middle ground there. So 52% front in terms of weight and 48% rear, which is a decent amount of balance. Just realised it's actually rear engine. I did not realise that by the stat, so that's probably why the launch is as good as it is. So not only is it radically overhauled in terms of the power output, but it's also a rear engine Corvette now instead of a front engine rear wheel drive Corvette. Did not notice that. But the stats are overall fairly good. It's just, like I said, the brakes seem a little bit on the weak side. They don't seem to have been overhauled all that much, if at all. But speed, handling, brake, acceleration and launch are all fairly decent. And yeah, I can't believe I did not notice that it is also a rear engine. So yeah, but that was a bit of a surprise. It's also got slightly pink headlights at the front. I'm not sure you can really see that with the headlights on, but we'll have a look when we see what this car sounds like. So let's take a look and then talk about it some more. So yeah, as you said earlier, it makes a bit of a noise, despite being an EV. And yeah, you can see those pink headlights there, I hope. And yeah, in terms of handling, it feels like a classic sports car, which is weird, considering obviously it's had some modern features put into it. But still, yeah, with it being rear engine and rear wheel drive and having all of that torque, it actually handles like a bit of an old school kind of car. So yeah, in that regard, it's actually quite fun. So yeah, that's a big surprise. And yeah, it's actually reasonably quick in terms of a straight line speed as well. 0 to 16, 5.35 seconds. 0 to 100 in 11.983 seconds. And it'll go into a top speed of 125 miles an hour. Now, the older car does have this licked in terms of top speed, as that can do 148, but we are about 1.25 seconds quicker to 60, and 3.117 seconds quicker to 100. So definitely quicker in that regard, but we're not massively faster. You know, this is no overly done kind of car, but it is still faster and also really rather fun to drive. I like the original car a lot, but yeah, I also like this for its different kind of driving style that it's got going on, and the fact that it's the kind of car you can just pretty much slide around and it'll hold it for you. So yeah, this isn't the first movie tie-in that we've had on the Forza series. We've had plenty of cars from the Fast and Furious series before, and we've even had a couple of additions from actual games, you know, Cyberpunk 2077 and the Fallout games. So yeah, I was wondering when we'd get a movie tie-in with this game, and yeah, but I wasn't expecting it to be Barbie of all things, considering that, you know, we do have a fast film out this year, Fast X. So I figured if any film was going to have a car added into this game, I figured it would be that one. But yeah, really wasn't anticipating it to be from the Barbie movie, but I am glad it is, because at the end of the day they've done a really great job with this car. I love the design language that has been fed into the car, that not only feeds into the film but also feeds into, you know, how the original Corvette would look. And yeah, it's also fun to drive, reasonably good in terms of acceleration and top speed, and yeah, just overall a really rather fun, kind of bright, lively, enjoyable thing to drive, much like I imagine the film will be. So yeah, you also get a new version of the GMC Hummer. It's not been radically overhauled in terms of you know, performance or anything like that. It is standard, but it does have a new paint job on it. So we'll just take a quick look at that, because I'm not going to review it, given that I've already reviewed the other normal GMC Hummer, and like I said, this has only had a minor paint job added to it. So let's just take a quick look. It is a nice paint job though. Certainly a lot more interesting than just the white and black of the normal GMC that we've got. So yeah, as you can see, it's had these decals put down the side of it, and it's now in this more silvery kind of colour, which again is really rather nice and does look pretty good on the car itself. So yeah, but that's the only overhauls it's had. Oh, well, it's got a new steering wheel wrapped around it. Don't know what that's supposed to be like or signify. But yeah, I think that's all that's really changed on it, to be honest. Trying to look to see if there's anything else, but yeah, so outside of a new steering wheel and a new paint job, that's pretty much all that's been added onto this Hummer. So nowhere near the radical overhaul of the Chevrolet, but again, it is another car that has been added into the game via your gift box. So if you didn't get your hands on this via the festival playlist, then you can at least get it again via your inbox. So yeah, it's again another nice addition to the game overall, especially if like I said, you didn't get it when it came out in the Festival Players. So yeah, get out there and get these cars in your inbox and try them out yourselves and see how you enjoy them. I'm loving driving in the Chevrolet, and hell, I might even go online with it and try it out on there, but yeah, that'll be for another video, I think. So yeah, nonetheless, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.